The Canon R6 Mark II has been very popular since its release in 2022, and we've been using it for more than 2 years for both photos and videos. At its price point, it's a really good option if you just want one camera that does everything pretty well. Also, since it's been out for a while now, the prices on the used market are really good. We believe that the Canon C50, which just came out, is a better option for a hybrid camera that does photos and videos really well, but it's about twice the price of this camera, so it's not attainable for everyone. The new Canon R6 Mark III came out while we were editing this video, and it's a much closer and cheaper alternative to the R6 II. It's less video focused than the C50, but it's still very capable, has IBIS, and has a mechanical shutter, which makes it a better photo camera. The best part is that it fits the same cages as the R6 II. The rig we're building today works great with most hybrid cameras, and it's exactly the type of rig we would be using when shooting fast-paced events. When building a cinema rig for concerts, marriages, or festivals, there's 3 things we're looking for. The first thing is versatility. How fast can you get the shot, no matter the angle, and how fast can you move from tripod to handheld to shoulder rig. The second thing is that you're going to be shooting for a while, so you need a lightweight camera rig with a long-lasting battery life. And the last thing is that you need to be able to break down this rig really quickly in case you want to take pictures, because that's the whole point of using a hybrid camera. And a bonus feature of the rig we're building today is that it's going to be super solid and protected thanks to 15mm rods, so if someone bumps into you, you don't run the risk of damaging your camera or any of the gear on your rig. So without further ado, let's build this camera rig. There's no surprise here, this rig starts with a cage. We're using the original small rig cage that came out at the same time as the R6 Mark II, but I believe it's been discontinued and they since made a very similar one with their new hawk lock system. When using the R6 for video, we always keep the HDMI and USB-C clamp on and a cold shoe for accessories. Next up is, of course, the lens, and our go-to is the Canon RF 24-70 f2.8. We like it because it gives a really sharp image, which is great for the corporate type of videos we shoot. Also, the 24-70 range is perfect for the type of shoots we do because it gives us just a bit of wide and some telephoto, especially on a full-frame camera. And the best part, of course, is that it has stabilization. Unfortunately, like most mirrorless cameras, the R6 doesn't have internal NDs, which is why when we shoot big projects, we prefer to use our Canon C400. So to remedy the issue, we use an 82mm VND from KNF. KNF variable ND filters typically don't have much of a color cast, which is nice, but when you turn them to the max, they definitely have a vignette and an X pattern. So normally we don't put it to the max, we put it about 2 stops under, which gives us pretty much a perfect image. But a better option for a variable ND, which is a bit more expensive, would be the Nisi line of ND filters. With our basic camera kit built, let's put it on a base plate to add accessories. As I said earlier, this rig is based on a 15mm rod setup, and the base we chose for this rig is this one from Small Rig because it has an Arc-A-Swiss top, which lets you move the camera from left to right, and it has a very minimal look, which is always nice. We'll attach it on a Manfrotto base plate to make this rig compatible with most tripods, and of course we're using 2 screws so that it doesn't get loose and rotate. As for the rods, we're using 12-inch ones, which is just long enough to fit all of our accessories. Now it's time to power the camera. We always keep the original Canon battery inside the camera, but we also power it using USB-C with a mini V-mount. This one from Shape is 99 watt-hours, which I think is the perfect trade-off between battery life and weight. Of course, you can use any brand of battery, just make sure that it has a USB-C output. And it's always nice if it can charge via USB-C and if it has a nice little screen indicating all the info you need. The battery is gonna attach to the rods using your typical 15mm rod V-mount plate. This one is from Small Rig, but many other brands like Newer, Nicey Rig, and Surrey make the exact same thing. The less typical item that we're using for this rig is this thing, which is called the Cineform. This is actually a product that we designed, manufacture, and sell over on our website, Nomad Cinema Gear. And the goal of this product is to make any hybrid camera rig function a bit more like a cinema rig. Similar to what you would find on a Cineback, it has a screen protector which is completely adjustable front to back and up and down. It also has 1/4 20" inserts to add any accessory you like, and it makes your rig just a little longer, which is more comfortable to use handheld and on the shoulder rig. But the main feature and the reason we're using it for our rig is that it has a compartment where you can hide all of your loose cables. It has a bunch of holes on the top, the sides, the front, and underneath, so that you can pass your cables through at the perfect spot for any rig. The best way to install the Cineform is to loosen your camera from the base plate, tilt open the screen, and then just clip it on, just like so, and then you can push it towards your camera until it seats right on the camera and on the EVF if you have one. After that, just adjust the placement of the screen protector so that your screen is as centered as it can be. And as you can see right now, my screen doesn't want to go all the way in, and it's because the camera isn't pushed to the left enough. And this is why we unlocked the base earlier. So you can just slide your camera until the screen wants to go in all the way, and then go in the Cineform and just lock the base plate. And now you have a nice extension for your hybrid camera, and your screen is easily accessible and protected. So now all that's left to do is to install the V-mount battery plate. And of course, just clip in your V-mount battery. And now our rig is really starting to look good. Now it's time to add some protection for our lens. These accessories are not strictly necessary, but they're super lightweight and they will make your camera more rigid while protecting your lens from getting bumped. Let's start with the lens support. They're typically used for long and heavy cinema lenses so that you don't break your mount, but in our case we just want to make our rig as rigid as possible. This one is also a product that we make and sell because we believe that lens supports shouldn't be as heavy and expensive. Our lens supports are super lightweight and compact so that you can just throw them in your bag and forget them until the day you need them. They come with 2 lengths of aluminum supports so that no matter the height of your camera rig, this lens support should fit all of them. In our case, we'll be using the smallest one. To install it, you can simply clip it on your rods, and then just push the support against your lens and lock the knob. Unfortunately, on the 24-70 and 15-35 from Canon, there's almost no spot to install a lens support because the whole lens is just rings. But in my case, I don't even use the control ring, so that's where I put the lens support. Now we can install our matte box, and this one is the Small Rig Mini Matte Box. We use it mostly because it cuts flares, but also it looks cool. Next up is the top handle, and we use this one from Camvate for 3 reasons. First, it has a NATO clamp, so it's fast to put on and remove. Second, it has 2 1/4-20 holes up front, so you can add a NATO rail for your monitor mount. And finally, the whole handle is behind the point where it attaches to the rig, which makes it better balanced for long rigs with a V-mount battery on the back. It's time to talk about the monitor, and we like this one, which is the DC-X3 from Viltrox. After doing some research, we found that it's the cheapest option that has all of the features that we need. It's a 6-inch monitor with 2000 nits of brightness. It also has HDMI in and out and SDI in and out too. And it can be powered via USB-C. And the display is of a better quality than a bunch of really expensive monitors that we tried. To make it really quick to attach and remove from our camera rig, we're gonna attach it using a NATO to NATO monitor mount. This monitor mount is from Tilta, and it's really nice, but it has 2 caveats. First, it's only compatible with full height NATO rails, so all of the nice slim NATO rails that you might have won't work with it. And the knobs tend to make a bit of noise because even if you lock them all the way, they have a bit of movement. So I just put a bit of electrical tape under them so that they don't make any noise. Finally, to power my monitor all day, I like to use a nice big NPF battery. On most camera rigs, you would find the monitor on top or in front of the top handle, but we found that putting it on the left side is much more versatile for the type of shooting we do. Doing this means that it's super easy to go from low angle shots to super high angle shots on the shoulder in just a second and with one hand. The only issue we found with this method is that you can't fold in your monitor for storage, which isn't such a big deal because you can quickly remove it thanks to the NATO rails, but it of course would be better to just be able to fold it in. For audio, the simplest thing is to just add a shotgun microphone on this cold shoe right here, and if you end up doing that, we recommend the Sennheiser MKE 400 for that. But sometimes we like to do a setup that's a bit more complicated but more versatile, and it involves the Rode Wireless Pros. We like to take our receiver and put it on the cold shoe on top of the camera, and then take a receiver and put it on the cold shoe on the matte box, just like so. This gives us a similar setup as just using a shotgun mic, but what's nice is that you can monitor the audio right here. And if you're interviewing someone or you want your audio source to be closer to your subject, you can just hide it or give it to your subject and just get back to your position. The last item we like to add to our rigs when we work outside all day are these little guys, which are the snap feet. You got this right, this is another product that we make and sell in our store, and their purpose is to give your camera a stable base to set anywhere on the ground. They just snap in on your 15mm rods, like so. And then you can set down your camera. And even if it's a muddy or uneven surface, your camera won't fall or get dirty. So with that on, our rig is finished and I think it looks really clean, but most importantly, it's really usable and versatile. As I said earlier, the monitor placement is perfect to make low and high angle shots super easily. The Cineform and V-mount combination makes the rig super nice to hold on your chest without the monitor being super close to your face. And the 15mm rods, the lens support, the mat box, the snap feet, and the V-mount plate all make this camera super rigid and protected. Our audio source works in pretty much any situation and we have enough battery to last all day. This is all super nice, but none of it works if we don't add cables. And unfortunately, this is where most people's rigs go from super clean to messy and sometimes even kind of unusable. But thanks to our Cineform and a couple of other tricks we have, we can add all the cables we need on this rig without it getting messy. First, we need to power our camera with our V-mount, and for that we're using a 90-degree angle to straight USB-C cable. Next, we need to send an image from our camera to our monitor, and for that we're using a straight micro HDMI to full-size right-angle HDMI cable. Finally, we need to send the audio from our microphone or receiver to our camera, and for that we're using a short 90-degree 3.5mm jack cable. Typically, when you make a camera rig, you want to find all of the cables in the perfect length so that all of your cable runs are super clean. But in our case, because we use the Cineform, we can hide all of the excess cable inside of it and have it come out anywhere we want. That's why we went with longer cables, because they're more versatile for other types of rigs, like for example, if you want to put your camera on a gimbal. The easiest way to make all of your cable runs if you're using a Cineform is to simply remove the V-mount plate, and this way you have access inside. I also like to tilt the LCD out of the way and move the Cineform back just a bit to get access to the front. With the flaps out of the way and the cable clamp loosened, let's start with the USB-C cable. Now we can do the HDMI cable. And finally, let's install the audio cable. With the cables installed, you can lock the cable clamp and screw it in place, and then simply push the Cineform back in place and install your V-mount battery plate. Finally, you can just connect your USB-C to your V-mount. As you can see, all of our cables are super cleanly tucked away, and the only one that's kind of loose is the HDMI cable. But thankfully, there's a 1/4 under the monitor, so we can fix that with another product that we make, the Flex cable clip. We found that other brands' cable clips are too expensive and require tools to use, so we made one which is cheaper and can be screwed on by hand. Our design is super flexible and almost indestructible. To install it, simply screw it on any 1/4 hole, position it however you want, and then simply clip in your cable. Just like so. The Flex clip can hold up to 6 cables, and if you get stuck in something, it's simply gonna gently release the cable instead of breaking your gear. And with that, our Canon R6 Mark II cinema rig is complete. It's lighter than a full-on cinema camera, but to give it similar versatility, all-day battery life, and to make it super rigid and protected, we did make it pretty heavy. So we found a way to fix that issue, and it's a Peak design strap. We added an anchor on the V-mount battery plate and on the cage itself, and with the strap clipped to the anchor, you have a rig that is fully supported on you. If you happen to have low angle shots to make, you can even shoot just like this. So this is it, our bulletproof run and gun cinema rig that can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. We hope that this video inspired you to create a rig that is perfect for the type of work you do. And of course, everything we used in this video will be linked down in the description. And if you're interested in our products, you can find them at nomadcinemagear.com, and they come in a bunch of different colors to match any rig you make. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this type of content, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our other socials. And until next time, bye bye.